for you.
The starving refugees need the village's help. All you need to do is grant your approval.
Yes, why not do a good deed? I approve. Let everybody know it.
I'm tired of living here. How much longer must we slave over?
Aglaia approves of sending the grain. I'd like to know what you have to say.
Well, yes, of course. I'll always support a kind deed.
I'm advocating for the people who fled the Mage Factory.
As if we don't have enough problems of our own.
Garrick, the healer, and the blacksmith have all voiced their support for shipping grain to the refugees.
Have they now? All in favor, are they? Well, I guess I am too. Let's feed these unfortunates. Cost be damned. Tell Garrick to load up the cart.
How do you like that wonderful fresh bread from our Garrick?
You've got some fine folk in your village. No one said no.
See, there are no bad people in our village. We'll get those refugees fed after all. Soon their bellies will be bloated with wholesome food instead of malnutrition. We don't need a card. I made arrangements with a trusted contact outside Marcella. I'll send him a message and he'll get the victuals to you in due course. Meanwhile, let's talk about how the refugees are gonna repay us.
So your assistance wasn't charity after all.
Order is order. Let them fix our mill, and Kamos can always use some extra hammering at his smithy. That way they won't be parasites, but working people just like us.
How do you like that wonderful fresh bread from our Garrick?
This bread is so good. I could just eat. Bread! From Garrick!
Wonderful!
Your brother was a big help. We finally have enough food for everyone.
Mr. Garrick sends words of brotherly sympathy. Has the food shipment arrived yet?
Yes, we have plenty of food now. I cannot even fathom how to properly thank you for your help. Luckily, my little Willie came to my aid.
Willie? What a great name. I can't wait to see what he's prepared for me.
The other day, Willie was digging for worms by the river when he chanced upon an ancient ring. After I washed away the dirt, it turned out to be quite a thing of beauty. Please accept it as a token of our gratitude. Oh, and the refugees discovered something interesting over across the fields. Would you mind taking a look?
Mercia's brother Garrick has offered to send bread and find you employment. What do you say?
It's time for me to go. There's no reason for me to stay here anymore.
You promised to tell me about the Montpetri disaster. Don't tell me you've forgotten.
Yes, I must tell you. It's just that my missus... But what do you care about her, right? Let's get straight to the meat of the matter. I'll tell you everything I saw myself and heard from others. But don't get your hopes up. I don't know who made it happen, nor why. Still, I can tell you about one of the culprits. Listen. The guards often let outsiders in for a fee. There were visitors that night, too. Ulagi knows what they were doing there. but it seems there was some kind of explosion. The way to the main gate was blocked. We were attacked by, I don't know, monsters. I never saw anything like them before. It was a massacre. Fortunately, I knew where to run. I managed to save myself and the others.
Thank you for telling me. But what can I do about it now?
Find Titus, a centurion from the Mage Factory. I'm sure that blackguard knows far more than I do. I know not who he answers to, nor who paid him. But when everyone bolted for the gates, neither Titus nor his guards were there. He left everyone behind to be torn apart. He knew what was going to happen and fled. It's his fault.
Maybe he was merely frightened, like you were.
Yes, I ran. While my wife stayed there in the magic shop. She was on the night shift, you see, while I slept. I left her. Not a day, not an hour has passed that I do not think about her. But while we wandered, all these people needed my help. I couldn't leave them either. But now I'm going back to find her. And no quarantine will keep me away. Mark my words.
My belly's been empty for days. You're the one who brought us bread.
I rejoice to know
bread
the
is so
hungry have
good.
been fed.
I could just eat until I'm drunk.
I'm tired of living here. How much longer must we slave away for that change?
'Tis a pity that your words are so lacking in truth.
What do you mean?
Careful what you say now. I've heard the truth from the workers at the Mage Factory. You're captain of the guard at the Mage Factory. On the night of the disaster, you and your people fled. Answer me. Is that so?
Very well. You win. Let me unburden my conscience. 2 aristocrats came to the Mage Factory that night, their faces hidden under masks. They had a guest pass from Palatinus, the mage from the lab who's in charge of poisons. Then there was an explosion that made the ground shake. We're guards, you know, not heroes. We ran so fast you'd think Ulogi was chasing us.
You didn't even see anything and you bolted anyway?
Of course I bolted. Do you have any idea what Palatinus is capable of? I do. One of my men once stepped in a colorful puddle near the laboratory. He and the man in the bunk next to him suffered a horrible death. 2 more lost their minds. And for what? For the good of Nostria and His Majesty? That night I heard cries from Palatinus' laboratory. An explosion and some shouts were enough for me. I ran and took my people with me. I ran as far as I could.
I need evidence to establish the guilt of the Mage Palatinus. Do you have any?
What do you think? Here it is, the guest letter, with his signature and his personal seal. Take it. Hang me or pardon me, your choice. I might be a coward, but our spears are of no use against poison.
Did you see that? It nearly killed me. What if I hadn't gotten the shield up in time? Look at that. It's shut down. I'd been hoping it would drive away the hacker, but...
Excuse me, I really need to get to the Mage's Tower. Is there a way past your shield at the entrance?
Sorry, no can do. I set up that shield for a reason. To contain the enraged golems and the hacker. I was updating the control logo when a hacking attempt was initiated. I was barely able to materialize the log scroll. See these red lines of code? That's where the hacker intervened. He tried to copy my work and seize control.
Seize control? I don't understand how that's possible.
Same here. Whoever did this was really intelligent. If one of the golems hadn't rushed at me, I'd have caught the sneak. He's hiding somewhere. I'll send a search rune. Maybe you'll manage to capture him. You need to get to the tower anyway, don't you? You could just fight your way past the golems, but I'm sure the search would be quicker. He escaped! I didn't even have the time to set up a magic barrier. The hacker was already gone.
Yes, you'd better be careful. Your job's at risk.
Yes, but I'm trying to figure out where he went. Most likely he jumped into another dimension. But why didn't he come back then? What happened to him there? What if he perished?
Dear Aurelie, but he was a criminal.
Bludgeon? The bandit leader? What's going on? I must let Kaythorn know immediately.
You'd better open up your heart to one of the senior mages. And you can tell them about the hacking.
Yes, probably. Maybe Kaythorn will spare me a minute.